Remember these guys? Hello friends, I'm James. Happy New Year. It's good to be back. Hope you guys had a great Christmas or Hanukkah or let's just say holiday season. Whatever you celebrate, spending time with family, friends, loved ones, having lots of good food. We still have some left over. Getting lots of presents. I was spoiled rotten this Christmas. I got some really cool nostalgic things that I'm very excited to show you. So to start, finally, the Richard Hunt biography, Funny Boy. I have not found this in any of my local bookstores. I feel like nobody would know who Richard Hunt even is. I've skimmed through it already, but I'm very excited to get to reading this. You know, like a lot of guests on Nostalgia Talk have said very nice things about Richard. And on the back here, there's a lot of quotes. There's Dave Goelz, Brian J. Jones, who was a previous guest, and the one and only Mark Hamill. So I'll put this aside for right now. From my sister and her girlfriend, these little comics. Looney Tunes. Lilo and Stitch. New one coming out in May. We're all really excited about that. Lilo and Stitch is one of my very favorite Disney movies. Sesame Street. And look who's on the cover, the Count and Mumford. I had to open this one like immediately, and there was so many obscure characters in it. You know, this really felt like a tribute to Sesame Street. And of course, Darkwing Duck. So I'll put that aside for right now. This is really cool. A Space Jam puzzle. In my family, we started doing puzzles when my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia because we read that puzzles are really good for the brain. And so we started doing them too, and they're a lot of fun to do. Now, a couple of months ago, I was at, you probably remember me sharing this, I was at a con and I found these guys while I was walking around the vendor hall, put out by SUPER7 Sesame Street reaction figures of Cookie Monster, Oscar the Grouch, Guy Smiley, and Lefty the Salesman. And I knew that there were several other Sesame Street figures, and I promised you guys that if I ever found them, I would show them to you. Now, my collection is still not complete, but we got a visit from Santa Claus over Christmas, and he found 3 Sesame Street reaction figures. So there's Big Bird, Super Grover, and the human character, Mr. Hooper. And of course, they've also put out Sherlock Hemlock, Bert and Ernie, the Martians, and the Count. I can see them all on the back of the box. So yeah, I promised you guys that if I ever found more of them, I would show them to you. So let's pop them open and give these guys some friends. So I'll put these two aside for right now. We'll start with Big Bird. These ones were easy to open. These ones are easy to open. All right. Wow. Okay, this is really beautiful. Look at that. So bright and vibrant. There we go. Okay, so Big Bird. Well, the legs move. I didn't think they would, but they do. So they kind of tilt. The arms do, of course. And the head does as well. This looks like The Exorcist. The tail does not. I thought maybe it would. Anyway. His accessory is a bird seed milkshake, which is really tiny. Can you see that? So, let's give Big Bird his bird seed milkshake. I hope it'll stay in his hand. And we'll have Big Bird face the camera right there. And up next is... It's Super Grover! Da 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 da! And I am cute too! Okay. Super Grover... Oh. His legs are, trapped. Okay, there we go. Super Grover. Now, Super Grover does not come with accessories. The helmet and cape are the accessories. The helmet does go down a bit, but it pops back. Is it supposed to pop back up? Oh. That was trapped too. Okay, one second, I'm just gonna, you can see where there's a little bit of a string. So I can still bring the helmet down, but this string's gonna drive me crazy. I'll be right back, I'm just gonna cut it off with a pair of scissors. Free! Okay. So, the helmet closes like that. The cape, I thought maybe the cape would be made out of felt. It feels like it was made out of paper. It's not really synthetic. Anyway, so articulation, other than the helmet, the head goes all the way around. The arms do too, so you can make Super Grover fly. And the legs do as well. I'm gonna put Super Grover's hand up. There we go. Wouldn't it be cool if they made like a Super Grover movie or special or whatever? Alright, and last in the SUPER7 collection, I actually do have some more Muppet things here that I want to show you, but let's get this one done first. So last in the SUPER7 collection, at least for now, is Mr. Hooper. Now this is really, really, really nice. Like I said before, I have the Sesame Street Little People figures, and Mr. Hooper is included in that. But for that figure, well, it has an apron. The shirt is like entirely green, like there's no stripes on it. This one looks a little bit more human-like, I'll say. So let's open up Mr. Hooper. He's also got a rope attached to him. I still got the scissors, so... I'm gonna be a little bit careful on this one. Move this around. Okay. Okay, got it. Alright, so, Mr. Hooper. Now with the Lefty figure, I thought maybe the coat was like made of fabric or something. And with Mr. Hooper, the apron, much like Lefty's coat, is a part of the legs, so the apron moves with the legs. Oh, there we go. Had a little bit of trouble moving the arms around. And the head. There we go. Wow. Sorry, I'm just so lost in not just how nice it looks, but how nice it is. You know, without Mr. Hooper, there would be no Hooper store on Sesame Street. Now run, of course, by Alan. They still bring up Mr. Hooper every now and again on Sesame Street, which is nice. So Mr. Hooper's accessory is a broom to sweep the front of the store. In addition to the Sesame Street Little People figures, I actually have the house as well. One of my old teachers had it. It's like, do you want this? And I was like, I want this. And it came with the Mr. Hooper figure. If I was to actually like reenact a street story from Sesame Street with Mr. Hooper sweeping a Hooper store, this would be a lot easier to make it work. So there's Big Bird with his birdseed milkshake. Thank you, Mr. Hooper. Super Grover and Mr. Hooper. So I'll put these down. And I'm not done yet. I also got these. Sesame Street Funko Pops. So we've got Abby Cadabby, Elmo and Tango, who's the most recent addition to the Sesame Street Muppet cast. Big Bird, again, in his nest. Bert with Bernice and Ernie with Rubber Ducky. I love that Bernice is there. And I was surprised by this one. Alistair Cookie, host of Monsterpiece Theater. I'm gonna put the rest of them aside. I'm being kind of picky with which ones I'm gonna open. Let's start with Big Bird. Okay. This is a huge, huge figure. I didn't expect it to be this big. The backdrop on the box is actually really, really pretty. Wow. So Big Bird in his nest with radar, and there's his mailbox right there, B-Bird. With the Funko Pops, pretty much the only articulation on them is just the heads. So we'll put Big Bird right there. Man, I've got a lot of garbage to put away. Alright, so next up we'll do Bert and Ernie. Now, this one I didn't get for Christmas necessarily. They have Boxing Day sales, and I got this at GameStop. Same backdrop on here. So pretty. Okay. Sorry, that was loud. That was even louder. Okay, Bert and Bernice doing the pigeon. So we'll put Bert right there, Big Bird, and Ernie with his own bird friend, toy bird friend, Rubber Ducky. Perfect. Okay, 3 more left. Let's do Abby. In her current gardening attire. It kind of, I know that Abby's a fairy, and in her original outfit, she had more of a fairy outfit. For this is more of a gardening outfit. She does look kind of teenager-ish. It's cute. Oh, there's no backdrop on this one. But it does come with a base to hold it up. Although it's standing fine on its own, but nonetheless, why don't we? There we go. Alright, 2 more left. I'll do Elmo and Tango. When I got the Bert and Ernie one, the worker said, "We have Elmo and Rocco, do you want to see if I can find it?" And it was in their list, but it wasn't available. Alright. There's Elmo and Tango. Just trying to make sure that nothing falls. There we go. Last but not least, I love this, Alistair Cookie. I wonder what other Sesame Street merchandise we're gonna get from either of these companies. For Funko Pops, because they, do variations of different characters. I wonder if they'll ever do the original Telly Monster with those pinwheel eyes, Okay, Alistair Cookie. In his armchair, there's no articulation on this one. It's basically like stuck in the chair, but here it is. Alistair Cookie. Welcome to Monsterpiece Theater. Alright, we'll put Alistair Cookie right here. So there we go. A very nostalgic Muppet Christmas. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back with more nostalgia talk to come really, really soon. Hope that 2025 is off to a great start for you, and I will see you next time.